Hello and welcome to the series of videos on Dreamweaver. The reason why I'm producing them are for several reasons. The first one is for those in year 10 who will need to be able to learn the skills of Dreamweaver in order to be able to access some of the assessments for the Cert 2 and Cert 3 courses. In Cert 2 and Cert 3 courses, you'll be expected to create simple web page and a simple website. So by learning what you've done in year 10, you're going to find it an awful lot easier. It also allows for subjects such as AIT, where there are web design elements, and students will be prepared for that subject as well. Now, when we're using Dreamweaver, we want to use Dreamweaver because it is a web development application. So there are tools available to create the various elements that create a web design, and we're also able to code in Dreamweaver in HTML. Dreamweaver can be used for more advanced things as well. You can create web pages for mobile phones and for server development, but those two aspects are beyond the scope of these series of videos. Now, before we jump into actually looking at what Dreamweaver can do, what I'd like us to do is this first. You will need to go into the secondary area and look under Infotech Exercises and Dreamweaver, and you will see all of these resources here. What I will need you to do is to copy the Dreamweaver folder and either put it in your home drive or stick it on the desktop like I have gone and done here. The reason for that is you're going to be able to access those resources nice and quickly, and the web pages that you build are going to be put into those particular folders, and you won't be able to do that if that Dreamweaver folder stays in the shared folder. So copy and paste it onto your desktop or into your home drive, and you're going to be fine from there. Now, Dreamweaver, you will need to go to Finder and Applications and open up Adobe Dreamweaver. And we're going to first of all, we're going to do three things. We're going to create a site definition. We're going to establish a local route, and we're going to be adding and defining pages. So the first thing we need to look at is what is meant by a site. Well, a site is simply a file storage location, and we're going to be storing all our files locally. So the way we do that is this. We will need to go to where it says Site and go New Site. Once we're there, we need to go and type in under the site name, and the site name is going to be Museum Site, M-U-S-E-U-M, and it's going to be _ site. Now, we need to put this website somewhere because we want to have all of those files we're going to be needing in one folder. And the reason we need that is so that any links that are made are found within that folder, so everything is going to be relative and together and the links won't break. So where are we going to put that? Well, we go to this folder here and we're going to open it, and because I've gone and put my Dreamweaver folders on the desktop, that's where I need to go. Now, the Dreamweaver, and although this is our first lesson, dw01 lesson was simply an introduction to all the features that Dreamweaver has. I want us to put our museum site in dw02 lesson, and you will see two other folders. You'll see museum files and practice files. Click in the museum files and click choose, and then click save. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Now we need to go and add a page. And when we're adding pages, you can add titles, background colors, hyperlink colors, images, font type, a whole range of elements to any web page. So we're going to do it this way. We will need to go to File and select New. And then up comes this new document wizard. Now we want to have blank page, HTML, and none. And then we're going to go down to here and click Create. And what we have is a blank page. Now we need to save that page. So we're going to go to File, Save, and we're going to call it Index. Now the reason we call it Index is because this is the industry standard for naming a home page. So the opening page to a website is always going to be called Index. Under Unicode normalization form, we're going to select None because it's a nice simple website. And once we've gone and done that, we click Save. Okay, so now we're ready to start defining the page properties. And we're going to be using the following. We're going to be putting in a page title, background color or background image, text, and linked colors. So we'll need to get to the page properties, and we're going to go and do that by going Modify, Page Properties. So we'll look down here and we'll see there. And we get this. Now, there's another way of getting to the page properties, and that's using the shortcut of Command J. So if I go Command J, up comes the same table. And what we're going to do is we're going to start putting things in. So the first thing we need to do is to make the text color a dark gray. So here's our, under Appearance, we've got a text color dark gray. Now, we can go and have a look along here, or we can do something completely different. We can actually put in the hexadecimal value. And in this case, it's going to be 666666. So it's 6 sixes, and I can click off, and you can see that is the color for that hexadecimal color. Now we need to put in the background color. And again, we could go and select it, but I've got the values I want you to put in. And so that's going to be a hash followed by D7, D7, D7. So it's hash and D7 put in 3 times. And we're going to click, and we're going to have the value put in there. Now, the next thing we want to do is put in the background image. And so the background image we're going to need to browse to. So again, this is going to be in our museum site folder. So we go Browse. We need to go to the desktop. In fact, let's just go and do that now. Desktop. Let's look for Dreamweaver, Lesson 2, into Museum, and this is what we want. And we're looking for background GIF. So we select that, and this is what it is, and we're going to click Open. Now, Repeat has lots of them, but we can leave it blank because it's going to produce a repeating image. And we're going to click Apply. And once we've done that, we need to put in some values here. Margins are the little gaps at the top and down the side. If we don't put a margin in, the text and pictures go right up to the edge and right up to the top. So let's give ourselves a little bit of space. And under left, I want you to put in 25. And under top, also put in 25. And the PX stands for pixels. So let's go and click Apply and click OK. And this is what we have so far. Okay, let's go and bring back those page properties, and I'm going to do Command J. So Command J, and what we have, we've gone and done Appearance. Now we want to go and populate the links. This is where we would have the colors for any hyperlinks that we'd want to put in. So the first thing is the link color. That's the color of the hyperlink when we turn up on that page. And so the value is going to be 843432. And I'm going to click off. Now, the visited link is what the color of the hyperlink will be if we've gone to a web page and we've gone back to this page. The color would be different to show that we've already visited that hyperlink. So in this case, we're going to put in these 6 sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The rollover is when we move our cursor over that hyperlink, the color will change. So in this case, it's going to be CC4300. The active link is when we actually click and hold on that hyperlink, then there's that color there. So the actual clicking and activating the hyperlink produces a color as well. And that's going to be this. It's going to be CC6500. And so we've got those 4 colors there. Now, let's go and have a look at the headings. We could put in a whole range of details here, but we're going to leave that blank because in a later lesson, we're going to be talking about what CSS is, cascading style sheets. They're a really useful tool in making our lives easier, in making sure the web page has lots of style, and those styles are consistent with all the web pages that we create in a particular website. So that's the headings page, but we're going to leave that blank. The next one is title and encoding. And in this is what's going to be found at the top of our web page. If we go into the browser, we would actually see what this web or the home page is actually called. And so in this case, we're going to put in museum home, and that's what we have there. And we can click apply, and we can click OK, and you can see that we have now got the title up there. Now the last thing which I want to show you in the page properties is something called tracing image. Now let me go and bring that up. So again, Command J, and what we have is the one at the very bottom. Now, we currently have a nice repeating background, and we're going to be keeping that. But there may be an occasion where you want to bring up a template of a web page already, and you're going to be building on that. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to go to Browse, and I'm going to put in a tracing GIF. I'm going to click Open. And I'm going to reduce the opacity down to 50%. I'm going to click Apply and click OK. Now, the first thing that you'll notice is that the background we had, that repeating background, it's all gone. It's been replaced by this tracing image. And the tracing image is merely a guide to help you with the desired page design. We don't want this, but it's a feature that you might be interested in when you come to create your own web pages. So I'm going to click Undo and get back to our background, which is what we want. The tracing image is not shown if we go into the browser view. When we actually want to see what the web page will look like, the tracing image is only shown in design view, but we won't worry about that now. Okay, so what we've got is this. We've got these tabs here. We've got design, split, and code. The design is this. It's what we're actually seeing. It's what we can put elements on. If I go to the code, this is all the workings out which create the design view. So this is cascading style sheet syntax which shows us the color, the image, the size of the background. So this is the coding. We may find useful in later lessons the idea of being able to split so we can see the design view and the code view at the same time. For this lesson, we're just going to stick with the design view. And we've left with that. Right, now what we're going to do, we're going to be starting selecting and editing files. And we're going to be starting to put images and text on our background. So let's see how we go and do that. Well, because we've gone and put our website into the museum folder, we can see under this files and assets a range of files that are in this folder. Now, what I want to do is I want to select the space JPEG, and this is how easy it is to put an image onto the design. I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop. Now, what turns up is this image tag accessibility. So essentially, we can give a little bit more of a description to the image if we wanted to. We don't need to worry about that, so let's just click OK. And here is the image on our design. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to put in some text. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to look for Exhibit 3. So let's just double click it and up comes some text. And I'm now going to click 3 times. 1, 2, 3. In fact, I'll do better than that. I'll highlight everything and I'm going to go right click and I'm going to go copy. Now, once I'm there, I can come out of this and I'm going to click to the right of the picture and I'm going to go right click and I'm going to go and do paste. And right from there you can see that we've gone and put in pictures and text. Now, once I've gone and done that, I can refresh just to make everything is there. And then I can go and do a couple of things. I can go and click on live, which gives me an idea of what it would look like if someone was to visit this website actually on the internet. So let's go and do that. And that's what we have there. Or if I go back to design, or actually I click on live again to deselect it. Or I could go file, preview in browser, and select, say, Safari. Click save. And we would see it there, which is really helpful. Let's come out of that. Okay, so that's our first lesson done. We've given you an opportunity to create a site, put that site in a local root folder. You've created a background, you've inserted text, you've inserted images, and you've added properties to that web page. Great, well done. Finish off that and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.